What are we to make of Nick Fuentes? The better question is, what made Nick Fuentes possible? I think that if we follow Nick Fuentes' biography, it's clear. He springs from the same soil that created Trump. He wants an intensification of what Trump offered. Trump went against immigrants. He wants to go against immigrants, against the LGBTQ. He wants to add to this list, of course, what Trump did not dare to ask, which is the Jews. The grievances and fears are the same. The economic grievance that many Americans feel, the racial fears of white dominance slipping away, the feeling that sovereignty and foreign policy is not responsive to any interests of regular people. Nick Fuentes is animated by the same fantasy that Trump is animated by, a return to the 1950s, to traditional gender norms, to nuclear families, to a secure white middle class, and the subordination of all the rest. But conservative visions like these have a problem. The problem is capitalism. They're unwilling to critique capitalism. And capitalism is definitely not conservative. It only knows motion. It overturns every stability, melts every certainty, rends every social bond that tries to hold. Marx already saw this in the Communist Manifesto. He writes, constant revolutionizing of production, uninterrupted disturbance of all social conditions, everlasting uncertainty and agitation distinguish the bourgeois epoch from all earlier ones. All fixed, fast frozen relations with their train of ancient and venerable prejudices and opinions are swept away. All new formed ones are antiquidated before they can ossify. This is actually a great insight of Marx. The fantasy of the 1950s was already antiquidated by the early 70s. That is, after 20 years, it was already gone. In the 80s, we had an attempt to make America great again by neoliberalism, but it was not really the same thing. The American marriage of capitalism and conservatism has always been uneasy. The Groypers or Nick Fuentes nationalism seeks a past that is no longer accessible. Traditional gender relations, for example, in an age where more women than men go to college. Traditional sexualities in the age of trans, gender fluidity, and ubiquitous porn. They want roots in a system built to unroot. The young people who are flocking to Fuentes are experiencing high rents, school debt, groceries that are becoming more and more expensive. They're applying to jobs that don't exist. I mean, there's a dwindling market for jobs and a lot of applicants for each job. And all of this, of course, is a result of capitalism. But you can't admit in America that it's capitalism. The ruling classes have brainwashed most of the population for years to believe that capitalism is an engine of growth, a sacred cow.